Girl, bye. Girl, bye.
Bye, girl, bye.
Girl, bye. Girl, bye.
Welcome to your safe space, honey. This is GirlBye, the podcast amplifying queer voices and kicking down the doors to so-called normalcy. Get ready for real talk, fierce discussions, and a whole lot of yes, honey. Welcome back to GirlBye. I'm your host, Manuel, and you know we love a multi-talented guest. And today's episode is no exception to that. Today we have an actor, model, somebody who you may also know from a reality TV show called Bad Boys Club, or maybe even know him from a show called The Love of Dilfs Season 2.
Absolutely.
We have the one and only Marquis. How are you doing today?
Hey. I'm doing amazing. Great, blessed, highly favored. I feel really, really good. How are you?
I am great and excited. We're going to talk a lot about where you are. But before we dive into where you are currently, for the people who may not know who you are, give them a little bit about who you are, what your, hobbies are, and maybe a little bit about where you came from. Where were you originally born?
All right, well, my name is Marquis Harrell. I do go by Quis. I'm 26. I was born in a small town called Victorville, California, but I'm based in Los Angeles. And I am a model, TV personality, actor, and I do a lot. I'm a man of many hats. I've hosted before. I've danced before on stages with certain artists, queer artists, and I'm having a really, really good time. I'm having a ball. Um,
Period.
yeah. And also it has been a lot of work and a lot of rejection, a lot of just trying to build myself, focus on myself, reach my full potential so I can go out there and really represent and inspire people who are like me and everybody else to reach their dreams and goals, because some people may think that it's not possible, depending on where you come from or how your upbringing is, but it really just depends on you. That's all that matters. It depends on you, where you want to go, what you want to do. It's not about where you came from. It's really about where you're going. Not to sound all cliche and everything, but that's really the truth, because that's like, the story of my life. A lot of people might not have thought that I would have, graced their TV screens more than once. And not saying I do it for the haters, but hey, like the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Haters gonna
I'm excited
hate.
to share that.
We love a good hater. Haters are the best fans because they
Right
share
there.
and like all of your stuff.
Right, they do. They follow you, but then they comment and talk shit about you.
Yeah, and the engagement is what we need. So thank
Exactly.
you, haters.
So keep them coming. Keep clicking, please.
Exactly.
Yes.
When did you officially realize that you were part of the queer community?
So, this question is always like, not like tricky, but like, there's like a lot of different stages when it came to finding out like who I really was. Because like, when I first felt an attraction to other guys, like I was very, very young. I was in like second grade. Like for real. Like that's when I had my first like guy crush. And so people are like, second grade, like that's young. I didn't really even know what like homosexuality really was, or I didn't really know about it. Or literally like I was in second grade and then I had a crush on this guy. Honestly, I know that it was a crush now. Back then I didn't know that it was a crush, I don't think. Just because he was just fly. Like I like a fly guy. I'm fly, and he was just a fly guy. Like he dressed nice every day, and like I pay attention to that stuff. Like when I look at a guy, I look at their shoes and their teeth, and he had good shoes and good teeth.
I think a lot of people don't realize the idea, like when you meet somebody, and for anybody watching this podcast that might be out here dating, if you pay attention to a man's shoes and teeth, it will tell you a lot about someone.
Yep.
Because if their shoes are dingy or do not match the outfit, they probably could be trying to figure out their lives. They
Yeah.
probably, are not the cleanest people.
Right. Yeah.
And if you really pay attention, a man and this goes for like gay men. I'm not really sure about lesbians, but
Mhm.
for gay men, if you walk into a bar and you look down at their feet, you will learn everything you need to know about somebody because
it's true.
You just pay attention and think back in history of the people that you've met and think about what they were wearing. Those shoes were dingy for those dingy men.
No, yeah, for real, for real. I'm like, see, that was the first red flag that I should have paid attention to. But I mean, it's like
Right.
it's like because I'm very observant in general. So I mean, if I'm like walking into a gay club or a gay bar and I'm like scoping the scene out and I'm trying to see like who's cute, who's not, or whatever, that's what I do. I'm look at your shoes and look at your teeth, and then we're gonna go from there. So like
Yes.
saying that to say like I had a crush on this boy second grade, and then honestly like I was a very like expressive, outspoken, flamboyant boy. I loved everything like musical. I loved everything entertainment. I loved everything that was like singing, dancing, like unapologetically myself. I didn't really care about whether I was, with the girls or with the guys. I was, gonna be me. I did experience a lot of bullying, a lot of like, people trying to tear me down. I think that people seeing that I was okay with myself and like who I was, but that kind of bothered a lot of people for some reason. And I always noticed that like it would always be like a group trying to tear me down or break me down or make me feel bad about myself just because one person, it wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't be effective. So
Right.
I had to go through a lot of that. That has definitely like made me very, very strong when it came to putting myself out there in like the industry and just like meeting other people. Like I feel like it made me even more sure of myself, even though I wasn't out of the closet yet. Like during school, like elementary, middle school, and high school, I wasn't out of the closet. I didn't come out the closet until I was in college, my first year of college. Growing up, I kind of felt like I wasn't, I never was someone's top priority. So I never really had people to have my back until I got like the end of my high school years and then college. Like I started to like kind of find people who were real enough to stand up for me, even though I didn't need someone to. I probably think middle school is probably the worst when it came to just people trying to be always so worried about is he gay, like, or somebody, or people wouldn't even care. They would just be like, oh, fag this, fag that, like, or they would just like not even pay attention to me just because like, oh, this is just like some gay boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to deal with a lot of that. But like I said, I was never one to like go run and cry. I was always like standing up for myself and defending myself just because, that's what I'm gonna do. So, and that's what I was taught. Like, I'm not about to just let
Stand
somebody
10 toes down.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I always had to stand up for myself at that moment. And then I always told myself I would never tell no one about these feelings, about these attraction to guys. I told myself I would keep it with me until like the grave, just because I was the only gay boy in my family, so I didn't really have, I guess like a mentor or someone to kind of like guide me in a way. So I didn't have a problem figuring it out all by myself. I told myself I would never tell anyone that I might be gay or I like guys. Like I told myself I would keep it a secret. And then I got to high school and I was still in the closet. I dated girls and for some reason it just didn't work out. But then I found out why it didn't work out. I found out that it just wasn't my thing. It just wasn't going to be it. So
for some reason, I think the reason was pretty big.
Yeah. For some crazy big reason. And I kind of like had like my first like guy hookup when I was, I think in like the 10th grade. And then I'm just like, I guess this is fine.
Okay, so to that guy, if you're watching and you still know, you were bad.
Very bad, making me do things in class I shouldn't have been doing, but whatever. We'll skip over that. Uh,
In class?
in
Wait, we not
class,
skipping
like,
that. In
yeah,
class?
like,
In
I
the
was a bad
back of the
boy.
class? In the
I was
cubby holes? Where that?
it, English class.
English class?
No, yeah, yeah. It
In the
was
bookshelf?
no, like sitting all the way in the back where nobody else was sitting. But yeah, no, it was an experience that I just like let happen just because I'm just like, hey, like, when you're trying to find yourself, you just explore and do different things, and then that's how you end up finding yourself.
But like in a classroom? I don't know
Okay, I wasn't
about
like
finding myself in a
okay,
classroom, but
I
like
wasn't
more,
like having sex in the back of the classroom. Like
you were just
touching
getting
and
a blowjob in the back of the classroom
not that either.
or a
No, just
handy or
like touching and groping and stuff like that, like little kid stuff.
oh like all above the clothes.
Yeah, above clothing, yes. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay,
Above
okay,
clothing,
okay.
yes, yes, yeah,
Okay, well,
exactly.
good thing we clarified that
I
because
know,
I know
yeah.
of
I was
me,
like,
I
wait,
was
we clarified
already like feet kicked up underneath the desk, getting a
that.
blowjob in the back of the classroom. I'm like, what?
No, nah. Class wasn't that fun, but
Oh, I was
I
like,
mean,
I went to the wrong school.
oh no, right. No, I mean, it was just like little things here and there that would happen like that, and then it was like with the same guy, and like I remember, I don't think I should be doing this, but still doing it, and he was the first guy that I kind of just like, dealt with in like a
Mhm.
romantic kind of way, and I still was in the closet, and we never got too serious or anything. That's when I realized, okay, I don't think I can keep like my sexuality and this like a secret, or else like I'll be living a lie my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's
Right.
miserable. I feel like that is miserable to continue to like having to put on some kind of facade or to pretend for the rest of your life. Like, who wants to do that? So I started to think about that, and like I didn't even tell none of my best friends or my close friends or anything like that um until college. And but that's because I had my first real boyfriend in college, and I started like sneaking off and like telling my mom I was at my other friend's house, who was a girl, but I would be like spending the night at his house and like chilling with him, and like stuff like that. The oldest trick in the book. My first year of college, I think we were like what, like 6 months in, like 4 to 6 months in,
Yeah.
and it was just one night where like I like pulled my mom outside. I mean, there's a whole situation like me and that boyfriend, my ex boyfriend, who's my ex now. It was very toxic. It got very very toxic. And I was really attached because we just kind of reached milestones together. Like I lost my virginity to him, came out the closet with him, and everything. So I was really attached, and then like it got to
Trauma
that
bonding.
trauma bonding, yeah, yep, and when you have a trauma bond with somebody, it's hard to detach from that. So it was a moment where my ex boyfriend gave me an ultimatum. He's like, "Oh, tell your mom about us, or we're over." And like I let him know, yeah, and he was even in the closet, and I still let him like dictate that and like let what I'm saying, like it
Yeah.
just, but it was kind of a blessing in disguise because I'm happy I did it though. But the way that it had to kind of be forced like that was like not okay. And I've talked about this on other platforms that I kind of had to like, even though he didn't put a gun to my head, but like I didn't want to lose my boyfriend, so
Right.
I literally like
To
got,
everybody listening, that is a form of outing somebody, and you
yeah.
should not do that.
Yeah, if a guy tells you that come out the closet or we're over and they're not even out the closet, run. Turn away and run. Like, please. But another thing, like I said, it was a blessing in disguise. You come out when you're ready to come out, because when you do come out, it is everything blossoms. Your life really blossoms after that. You can really be yourself and breathe after that. So, but you do it when you're ready. That's that. But
That's the key.
that's the key. Seriously, when you're ready, not when no one else is ready. So when that happened with me and my ex, I literally like pulled my mom to the backyard and was just like, because she was already kind of curious, just because like I said, I was like gone a lot, spending time with this like mystery guy that she didn't even know about. So I was just like, Mom, like, I'm gay, I have a boyfriend, we've been dating for this long, da da da. And it was like an out of body experience, just because coming from a time in my life where I said I would never come out, and then like finally coming out unexpectedly at that. Like, not, this wasn't a day that I planned to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
this was this night. He told me that that night, and I was like, all right, Mom. So not gonna lie, I felt like he made me weak. Like, you know how like someone you love so much can like hurt you the most and make you like the weakest? That's literally what that was. Now I'm such an advocate for like loving yourself first before trying to love anybody else. Like, I literally, like, I say that to everyone, because I feel like people sometimes can be so desperate for love, or think that love has some kind of like time on it. Like, oh, I need to find love before this age. Like, I hate
Yeah.
that. I want to throw up when people talk about that. That's not what life is. Like, if you
Right.
focus on yourself, work on yourself, and really work on reaching your full potential, things fall into your lap. Blessings fall into your lap like rain, literally. And that's what I felt like happened to me when I got the toxicity out of my life. So she did cry, but she didn't cry because I was gay. She cried because she didn't want me to feel like I had to hide things from her. This was just something I didn't know how to come about or talk to you about. You know, this is a big thing. Other people go through this and get kicked out of their homes. They get neglected. There are so many worse situations that have happened when people come out to their parents versus when I did. So I was glad that she told me she still loved me. She told me that I can tell her anything, and she doesn't want me to hide anything from her. She was also just kind of like nervous about like how society would treat me, especially with me like becoming a public figure and me always, you know, putting myself out there in the media and in the industry and stuff. She was worried about that, just worried about how people would react to me being gay, or to whatever I'm doing in the community. So
Yeah.
I let her know, hey, look, I know what I'm signing up for. I know what I'm, you know, putting myself on. So I know how to maneuver myself through this crazy stuff. I mean, I know that there's more for me to learn, but I'm pretty well at how do I say this? I'm pretty well at like reading energies and just kind of staying away from energies that I'm not compatible with. So
Yeah.
just so I don't get myself in situations like that could be like that. But you never know though. Especially in today's time, you never know.
You could be bamboozled pretty quickly.
No, for real, for real. You go into a situation thinking that it's going to be one thing, and it's a whole different other thing. So it is important to still be you, but to stay safe, for real. So I came out, and that was 2015, and it was hard. It was but it was something that I'm glad that happened. I just hate the way that it happened, and I came out to my mom first before I did to my dad. I told my mom, don't tell my dad, because it's just like, it's different. That's like, it's just so different. Like, I kind of didn't, I don't know, I felt like I might disappoint him in a way, because like, I'm not, like, I wasn't going to be like that son that was going to be having kids with the woman and all that stuff. Like, I just wasn't
Right.
ready for that yet. So I did tell my dad at a later date. Um, but I told my dad when I was ready to, though. I wasn't forced, or nobody outed me to him, and my mom even like let me tell him. Um, the way I told him though was like, it's a story in itself. I don't mean to like just go on and on and on, but it's a story within itself. Just because like I told
Yeah.
him on a pilot of a TV show that I was filming for. It was just about like young adults and their parents kind of like getting to know things that they didn't know about their kid, or things that they didn't know about their parents and stuff. And so I literally took that as an opportunity to tell my dad about me being gay. And my mom was kind of like, you sure you want to like have him like with cameras and everything, and like people watching and everything? I was like, yes. Oh, oh, I
There's
didn't
no
like.
other way
No, I'm
than
like, that's
fully
perfect.
on TV.
um, I I was just like, this is like the time, because like when they were like, okay, like we want you to do this show. Like, is there anything that your parents don't know about you that's big that you want them to know? Yeah, there is. So that's when I was like, I took the opportunity just to do it, and I wanted to do it. His reaction was totally something I didn't think that he would have, like, but it was a positive reaction. He literally said it in front of everybody, like the crew, production, everybody, the audience that we had. You're my son. I love you. I don't care who you love. I don't care, what you like want to do. I'm gonna always love you, and you're gonna always be my son. And it was such a moment that I would never forget, like, ever in my life. And that's why I wanted to do it, because I wanted, like it was a big thing for me, and no one will ever forget that. Once I came out, and once I like left my boyfriend, that's when my life started to change. My life started to change for the better, and that's when like my career started to take off. It's still I'm still working very, very hard to just reach bigger goals and bigger things and everything, and bigger platforms and stuff. But that's just when like things started happening for me, for real.
In this time frame of coming out, dealing with your parents, dealing with your family, all of that stuff, what was your main method of like keeping yourself grounded and not really like too overwhelmed or overempowered with all of the stuff going on?
I think I constantly reminded myself that like you have to open up sooner or later. I just felt like being young, in a younger mindset, to where I was like, I would never tell anyone, versus growing up and then, um, becoming an adult, and really like realizing that I didn't want to live with a secret my whole life. Because it was a lot going on. And it was a little overwhelming, dealing with my boyfriend and dealing with what my parents would think. All those emotions, I kind of was just thinking like, okay, it's just time. I honestly don't know how I like coped with it, or like what I did to kind of keep myself grounded. I just moved with love. I never changed myself because of what I'm going through. Like I always try to have pure intentions with things. So I was just thinking
Yeah.
of like of my life in like 5+ years. Do I want to be, free? Do I want to be myself? Do I want to, have my boyfriend and have my family and them all supporting me? Or do I want to still be arguing with my boyfriend, still in the closet, still hiding this secret? I think that's what helped me just come out and be like okay with coming out at that moment. I'm kind of like a go with the flow type of guy. So um
Yeah.
in that moment, like I, see an opportunity, and like I said, I thought about myself and how it could help me in the long run, not just help my relationship, but just help me in the long run. And that's what kind of fueled me to be okay with doing that. I never like cracked under the pressure or anything of
Mhm.
of things being overwhelming or of it being too much. I deal with a lot of shit, and I just feel like I just give myself no excuses, because it can always be worse, babes. It can always be worse. And I like to count my blessings before I count what's going wrong. So,
So
that's how I deal with every.
you're very much a glass half full
Oh yeah,
versus glass half empty type of
yes,
person.
yes, yeah. And I talked about that on the Love of Dill. The guy who I did the show with, his name is Jimmy. Love Jimmy, friends forever. He was a very what's that called? Like, he was a realist. He was a realist. He was like, no, this is what's really gonna happen. Stop trying to act like everything's cool and okay. He was that kind of person, but not in a negative way.
Yeah.
In like a like homie type of way. Like, no, this is what it is. Stop trying to make it seem like it's all
Yeah.
unicorns and rainbows. So yes, I'm that. What you said.
Yeah.
I'm exactly
The,
that.
and that's the thing that's really good about that though is there, in my experience of meeting a lot of people, those of us, because I'm very much a glass half full type of person. Like
Hmm.
I, even for everybody listening, I mean, the day I told people, because you tell your like close circle of people, like, hey, I want to do this or start something or just like create an idea, and like telling people like I want to go do a podcast.
Hmm.
The immediate people that, in my opinion, go to, there's a lot of other podcasts out there. There's a lot of other people doing things. There's a lot of things that you're going to have competition with. It's
Hmm.
going to be really hard. You're going to have less time in your life.
Girl.
You're going to, those types of people, to me, I'm like, with all of that you're thinking about, you're just preventing yourself from reaching goals because you're putting all of these walls up in front of you that
Hmm.
really, until you get there and you're dealing with it, why would you think about it? Why would I
Right.
think about, oh, maybe, I mean, maybe my podcast might not be super famous, but maybe it might be.
Exactly. Right.
Right?
Right.
Like,
But it could be, and it will
but it
be,
could be.
because
Right.
you go from it could be, maybe, to it's going to be, and that's when it happens.
Right.
That's why what you speak is so powerful. I'm very careful on how I speak about myself, about my career. I'm very careful over the words that I choose when I'm speaking over my life, just because I feel like those things will
You're going to
happen.
manifest it.
Ask and you shall receive. Like,
Yes.
if you talk about, if you say you're depressed every day, you're going to become depressed for real. If you talk about how bad
Yep.
your life is every day, you're gonna really feel that, and you're gonna start looking like you're sick. Like, it's
Exactly. Yeah.
so serious. And I I dealt with that, you know, um, trying to achieve something, and people like, oh, but people a lot, everyone else does this. You think that you could stand out with everyone? Yes. Any more questions?
Sure do. Sure do.
Like,
Right? Yes.
what other questions do you have? So that's how I not that's not just how I cope with that part of my life. That's how I deal with everyday life, for real.
Yeah.
Like, with work, with um with meeting new people, with networking, with going to auditions, with just everything. You have to take everything as an opportunity to just learn and grow, and be humble, because what you got can be taken away from you just as fast as you got it. That's how you block your blessings, to me.
So with kind of like this journey of kind of going up and down, dealing with bullies, all of this stuff kind of being younger, when did you officially go into the whole like entertainment realm as like being a career choice?
Well, to be real, I did my first talent show when I was in second grade. Also, um, it was just, and like, it was so crazy because I didn't tell like my friends and family that I put myself in a talent show. Um, I just had this thing for the stage and for entertainment. Like, after I did that talent show, I was just like, okay, I like this feeling. I like this, and people appreciate what I'm putting on this stage. Um, so, but it wasn't always consistent, from there though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like start
Yeah.
booking jobs in second grade. I wanted to be that kid also, that was a kid star, that was a kid actor. Me and my friends have videos of us doing like, hi, my name is Marquis Harrell and you're watching Disney Channel. Like, I used to do that all the time too. So, but I did my first talent show when I was in second grade. And during elementary school, that was kind of like I mean, I did like stuff in the church. I've sung in like choirs. I've done praise dances and stuff. So I was still doing stuff like on stages and stuff in elementary school. Then middle school came, and I did two more talent shows, and I won both of those talent shows. I was singing, and it was just such like a magical moment. Like, a lot of my family was like, "What the like? We didn't know that you can do this. We didn't know that you wanted to actually be serious about this." And that was like
Yeah.
such a nice thing for them to be like, you are actually good at this, actually. Because you know how you want to do something and you need to know the truth, because you don't want to get out there and look stupid in front of like the real people. My mom always told me, look, if you wasn't for this, I would tell you, because my son not going to look stupid nowhere. So,
Like Like how Kim K told her daughter that she would be good as Simba in Lion King.
Oh my God, I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, that child was
Oh,
a mess. Somebody
oh
should have,
no.
yeah,
See,
Miss Westy needs
uh,
to get cut. She should have been cut.
oh my
She
God, see,
should have
that's
been
crazy.
cut.
I mean, but that's somebody just getting the role just because they're Kim Kardashian's daughter. That's where that comes from, literally. And I mean, see, like that,
Yeah.
like if she wasn't, and like she's a kid, so like now she's about to get all this backlash and stuff. I mean, hey, like her mom let her do it,
Hey,
so. But see, my mom would tell
all
me
I know is that if I'm gonna save that video just to tell people that this is Kim
not
K.
what, like this is not what you should be doing with your kids.
This is not how you treat your children
Nah, yeah, see,
because
my mom, she
they'll
wouldn't.
be embarrassed for life.
Right, right. She wouldn't have me out here like that, especially like, especially her knowing that like I'm serious about this, and like these things can't be erased. When you do stuff as a public figure, like they can't be erased. If it's not on a show, it's on somebody's camera. You know what I'm saying? So, um, she's always, told me like I will always like let you know if it's not right, it's not. If it is, then it is. Then high school is when I started to get into theater. That's when I started to. That's when I joined drama, and I was a drama kid, a theater kid. Like, I love musical theater. I was doing Hairspray. I've done Rent. I've done Aladdin. I've done Bring It On, and I've done some dramatic plays too. Musical theaters has my heart though. So and that's when I was getting lead roles. It was in high school, but it was still something that I was really
Yeah.
proud of myself for. Because growing up, a lot of people don't know this, but growing up and still now, I've always had a speech problem. Like I stutter a little bit. I get too sometimes I'll like my mind will run faster than my mouth, and then I'll kind of stutter and stammer a little bit. And then I'll have to like, okay, wait, I'll have to get myself together and like start over. So that has been something that has always like been in the back of my mind. Like if I want to be successful in entertainment, like you need to be able to speak and you need to be able to carry yourself and to present yourself in a certain manner
Right.
so these people know that you're serious and that they take you serious. So that has been always something that I've always have worked on, always something that I have been nervous about when it comes to public speaking, even doing like interviews and stuff. I always like keep that in mind, but I never try to overthink about it because once I overthink about it, that's when it happens.
Yeah.
So that was just one thing that was a challenge for me that I had to overcome when I started to do theater because the acting skills need to be on point. So, I took speech classes and everything. I also took that serious just because I feel like it's a domino effect. If you really sharpen your skills, like once you get on that stage, it's magic. Like practice makes perfect. So in high school is when I found my really my love for acting. I think honestly, because I did musical theater all throughout high school. So that's when I was like, okay, after I graduate, I'm going to go to a performing arts school. So I graduated. Have you heard of the school AMDA or no?
No.
AMDA, it stands for
And
American Musical Dramatic Arts. And they have a campus in LA and in New York. And you have to audition for them to get in. And so I graduated high school. I auditioned for this performing arts school, like I just told you about. And I was
mhm.
like, thought I aced it. Like I was just I was like 100% sure that everything went so great. Um, but then I didn't get in. I did not get in. So I was like, wow, like what do I do? I got a scholarship
Yeah.
for that school and everything, and I can only use that scholarship if I got accepted into that school. So I was like, damn,
The gag.
a bitch got to do something else, got to figure something out quick. And like I said, I'm one to not give myself no excuses because like I was young and I was partying a lot also. Like I had just graduated high school, so I feel like I was partying a lot, doing a lot of that stuff.
Mhm.
And but still taking my career seriously. But I feel like I should have had more focus. And that's why I said back then, if I got the notoriety that I have now, if I got that back then, I feel like I wouldn't be able to handle it correctly. Now
Yeah.
versus me now. You just gotta do it a different way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has
Yeah.
different ways of making it, and everybody has the different definitions of making it as well.
When did you officially get your first like paid gig in acting or anything on TV?
Okay, so on TV, what was my okay, I think just
Well, I
because
guess and it doesn't have to be necessarily only TV. Just like when was your first paid gig in general?
okay, I would say my first paid gig was I had a background role in a show called Foursome. Now the show, and I know. It was. Do you remember YouTube Red? And it was produced by Awesomeness TV. And Ricky Thompson was in it. That's when he was getting his first like start. That was one of his first big roles. And
Got it.
yeah, so and when I seen that they needed extras, and then and he's another big queer creative in the community that is very successful. So I seen that they were looking for extras for that show, and they were like, "We want you to come." I didn't have my own car yet, so like my mom, she drove me down there, and I was on set for like I think I was on set for like 11 hours. It was long, like it was a long time, and she drove me down to Malibu and stayed with me on set all day. Well, she stayed in the car, and she was like, I think she went out and did some other stuff, but she was like mainly like in the car, like sleeping while I was on set all day. Just because that's how serious this is. That's how serious. Like I was not.
Damn, they couldn't let her in.
No,
She
I
could have
know,
sat
right?
down somewhere.
No, yeah, they're like a close set, and I'm like the only one with my mom on set. I'm like, it's my mom. Like she came with me. Everyone's all like seasoned actors. They're like, yeah, we do this. We've been doing this. I'm like, okay, I'm just fresh out of high school. My mom's here with me. Like she drove me here. I'm trying to learn. That was I think honestly my first paid acting job, and that was background. So my first paid like role on TV that I was like a major role in, that was like Marquis, was Wipeout. Do you know what Wipeout is?
Yes.
Yes. So I got cast for
That's
Wipeout.
hilarious.
Yeah, it was an experience.
Up next, we've got the feisty fashionistas, Quis and Marquis.
Work it! Yeah!
Marquis strutting his stuff on the wall of wall.
Watch your boy!
Ooh, unless they do the qualifier catwalk a little faster, they might not make it to the next round.
Love the muddy chic look, though. Slay!
Yeah, that was my like first major role that was paid. And I got that because the pilot that I told you about that I came out to my dad on, that same production company was like, "Hey, we're about to revamp Wipeout, and we want you to come on to Wipeout. We want you to be a part of it. We loved you from our last pilot, but this is not a pilot. You'll actually be filming the show." But they're like, "Do you have a partner that you can do it with?" Now it's about partners. I was like, okay, I can find somebody to do it. So my sister, she was gonna be the one to do it with me, but she didn't know how to swim. The person needed to know how to swim. So then I got my other friend, who I did some modeling with in the past. She was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So and it was so fun. I did wipe out, but I made it past the 3 red balls with no issue, like flawlessly. Legit, like I was so surprised. I was like, yeah, y'all thought I wasn't athletic. I'm about to show y'all.
Yeah.
Like, so it was very fun. But I did wipe out. And what's so funny is that they didn't even air me making it past the balls. They just aired me wiping out because that's just what it's about. So
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my first paid background role, and that was my first paid major role. And and then I've been doing it ever since. So
Yeah. What lands you a role on Legacy?
So okay, that was so fun. That was my first speaking acting role. You know what I'm saying? When I told you about the background role on Foursome, I didn't speak at all. That was my first speaking role on a real big set. I was like, whoo, like I was like, bitch, you better get your shit together now. And I remember like my birthday was like the day before, so I'm like not doing nothing for my birthday because I need to be focused. That was a production company, Manny Halley Production, and I did background work for them on a movie called. The movie was called Dutch. Manny Halley Production called Dutch. It featured Jeremy Meeks, Vivica Fox, Gunna, some heavy hitters in the industry, and I got to do background work for that movie, and me bouncing around, networking, and I would literally like pass my card out to the personal assistants to be like, give this to your casting director. Boom, this is my information. Like literally, every opportunity has an opportunity within that opportunity, and that's how you have to think when you're trying to come up in this game. You have to be smart. And me at the time, not having I had a manager at that time. I did have a manager. But just me still trying to figure it out. Just because I got a manager don't mean everything is about to pop off. On the background set of Dutch, I was just giving all my information out, and I got an email, and she was like, me and her had an amazing conversation on set, and then I think about like, I say a month and a half later, maybe even 2 months later, they emailed me. They're like, Marquis, we want you to play Pappy in a speaking role in our new show called Legacy. And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm like, this is real, right? Because I was like, I kind of looked a little wonky. It looked a little weird. So I was like, okay, can you guys call me? Have like somebody like call my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like call my phone.
Yeah.
And let's talk about this. Let's talk some business. And then we did. And they're like, yeah, we have a whole wardrobe team for you. You're gonna have a trailer. You know, and I'm so mad. I didn't even get a picture like with my trailer with my name on it. It was like this. I was like, whoa, like I'm growing. Like this is.
I tried to do some research to find a photo because I thought that you would have something somewhere of like being in the trailer or being a part of that set. But I didn't find that. But I didn't know that you were on the show.
My mom was so mad. She was like, why the hell would you not get no picture? But like it's like because I guess I think I was such on a high, and I was such on like this all right, Quis, like study your lines. Like I was like reading my lines during hair and makeup. I was reading my lines during wardrobe. I was just like ace this job. I still personally think that I could have done better. But that's just me being my own biggest critic. You know, we're all of our own worst critics. So still felt like I could have done better. But
right.
I gave them what I can give them. And I had an amazing time. And I got to play the role as Pappy. He was like the mole to like this whole investigation. He was like the one that you send out to go find information, and he brings information back to you.
So you've been on TV, you have kind of done a lot of really great milestones so far in your life. You're an LA girly, so you might take offense to this, but I genuinely believe that the LA gays are different from every other gay species in the world. Are you more of an app person? Are you more real life interaction? What was the dating world like?
What dating world? I don't even know what dating even is. No, I mean, not. Oh, wait, for real. On a serious note, after my really toxic ex, because the ending of our relationship is when I was like barely starting to like take headshots and get comfortable like in front of the camera, and started to kind of like dibble and dab in things. And like, you know how like you talked about earlier, people will tell you if you tell them a plan or something that you're trying to do, and they kind of speak a little negatively on that. He did that to me. Like I remember when we were walking around the mall, and like I said, like the end of our relationship was when I just was starting to get my feet wet and things. So we were walking in the mall, and then one of my old high school friends had seen me, and they stopped me, and they were like, "Oh, like Marquis, I see that you're getting into the modeling world. That you're starting modeling. Like your pictures are amazing. You have like you're gonna go really far in this. Like I really see this for you." And then like he literally had the nerve to tell me this being my boyfriend. We weren't even arguing. It was a good day. After that person approached me and gave me like my flowers and everything, he had the nerve to tell me like, just because you take pictures, it doesn't make you a model. And like I'm just like, and of course that's not like he didn't like call me out of my name or anything. And he didn't like. It was just like, why'd you have to say that? You know, like what is the point?
That's fighting words.
It really is. To be honest, it really, really is. And it was just like, what is your goal of telling me that? Like, are you trying to make me feel less because this person just made me feel, good about what I've been doing and when I started, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's why, like, the dating world, when it comes to dating someone and when you do stuff like this, like, you need to make sure that they're really in it and not just wanting to be with somebody because they just want somebody. Like, they need to be with you for the long run. They need to be supportive of what you do. And it doesn't even need to be somebody who does the same thing as you, even though that helps just because they understand. It's nice when you're like with someone who understands how this whole shit goes. But I only had like one other boyfriend after dating my ex and breaking up with him. And that boyfriend helped me get over my ex, because that's how hard it was for me to leave him. Like I said earlier, like I was the trauma bond I had with him, it was so hard for me to leave him. It was hard for me to leave him. And the only way for me to get over him was to get under somebody. Literally. I didn't want to have to do that. I really didn't. But like that was the only way that I could like detach my mind from worrying about if he was okay, from feeling sorry for him, from like, because a lot of people stay in these relationships out of like guilt and out of like shame and stuff. But like no, like I had to let that leave my mind. So
was that your official way to tell all the listeners that Quis is a bottom?
I mean, no, because I'm not. If we want to know, I mean, hey,
there we go.
I don't mind. I'm a verse. I like, look, I'm the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? I don't, but I'll be under, I'll be on the side and on top too sometimes, So
there you go. Yes.
But
it's part of the journey.
It is. It definitely is. It definitely is. I mean, it helped me get over him, and sometimes not saying that's the only way that it works, but it works for me, because I'm not with that guy anymore. But I think I knew why God put me in his life, because God knew I needed to just detach from that whole situation. I've dated, and I haven't been with someone. I've been single for a long time. I've dated publicly on TV as well. But when it comes to dating in LA, it's very tricky, just because a lot of people might just see that you're on TV and they just want to kind of just date you because it's cool, or they want to hang out with you just because it's cool, or because they feel like that you can get them somewhere. Even though, like, when I'm dating somebody, I'm all for us, like, benefiting each other. But it has, in a way where it's not like you're a clout chaser and all you want is to get on TV or something, in a way where, like, I know some things that you don't, you know some things that I don't. We're here kind of guiding each other through life, teaching each other things. Like, I want to be able to learn from my partner. I want to be able to, like, fully trust them. I want to be able to like lean on them if I'm at like zero. I don't really get to feel like that, just because I'm just so in the mindset where, like, I'm gonna always just make sure I'm good, and that's that. Because, like, I've been played, and like my relationship has kind of got me set up to where, like, one thing you play about me with, you're gone. I got it. Like, and sometimes, this is bad to say, but sometimes I gotta even ghost people, because it's like, I don't even have to explain myself. Look what you're doing. I think we're all guilty of ghosting people, and I'm just like, but see, I kind of expect, like, one thing that I need to stop doing, I expect me out of other people. So, like, me, when somebody doesn't give me an answer, that's an answer to me. So
Yeah.
when somebody doesn't give me an answer, boom, I'm checking out. I'm not like, especially if we're like just talking and we're not really
Yeah.
that much invested into each other. I'm kind of just gonna let it be, you know. I'm gonna be like, oh well, and that's me saving myself like from like how do I say this? Saving myself from anything to where I might be into this person more than they may be into me, or
Right.
or like I just like to save myself the heartbreak and the worry, and I don't like to worry anymore. I don't like to have things in the back of my head. Oh, he hasn't texted me back. Wow, what is he doing? Like, does he still like me? Is he still into me? I don't like those thoughts. I don't like that at all.
Yeah. See, that's why I block people.
Right, no, right. And you don't have to see them ever. No, you're right.
Yeah, I don't have to see any of their stuff ever. I don't want to see that they're like liking anything or any of that kind of stuff. I have always been like that, where if I know I'm kind of like not gonna go any further, and I knew we already went to a certain space and like we weren't just gonna be friends because it was gonna be awkward or whatever, then yeah, I would just block them,
Mm,
because it was just an easier way to like ghost people. I'll never pop up again in your
yeah,
whole
oh,
life.
that's
And I
true.
think that
That's
that's
true.
so much better.
That's true.
Unless you go out of your way to look for me, you can't find me.
Right. Unless they email you, because they might do that.
You know what I'm saying?
I,
And if you're emailing me, I'm gonna be like, you missed something,
yeah, for real. For
you
real.
know?
For real.
Let's be real.
No, I mean, because I mean, like, out of sight, out of mind is a real thing. And when you start, like, when you stop seeing somebody, eventually it'll just pass on, you know? So,
Right.
but I mean, it's not the healthiest way to deal with things. You know, it's okay to tell someone, look, this is not working out. I think maybe we should, like, just be friends or just, do something else.
Yeah.
But,
I think a
sometimes,
lot of gay people though, let me not say that. Let me change how I was
oh,
going to say that,
oh,
because people will go crazy.
oh,
But I think a lot of people in general don't understand what no means, no matter how nicely you put it.
oh my God, yes.
And I
Yes.
think that's where a lot of these issues come into play. Because, like, I wouldn't typically, like, block someone out of nowhere, but like if I ghost you and then you like continuously send messages and I just keep leaving you on red because I hate the little bubble next to the notification.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't get it, you're gonna get blocked.
No,
Like,
for real, for real. And I've never been like, I I don't put myself in situations where someone can be like, he's been bugging me. Like I don't do that. Like I might text twice in a row, maybe. But if there's nothing after that, oh no, I get it. And then
yeah.
usually once I get into that um mind state to where I'm like, okay, I get what you want to do. I'm not gonna bother you. Then they're like, then they want to come back. You're like, oh no, it was just. I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
this your second strike. You got one more strike. So, I mean, I
And then
just
you're getting blocked.
no, yeah, for real. I just don't have time for people to play with my heart no more. I don't have time, um, because that relationship, it was toxic because it was controlling. He was a
Mhm.
narcissist. He claimed that he wanted to support me, but would tell me stuff like what I just told you. That was probably the darkest time, and I'm gonna be fully transparent because I said this on my show Dilfs for Love of Dilfs when I filmed it. I ended up getting arrested. That's how bad our relationship got. I ended up getting arrested just because it got really really bad, and it got physical. It got physical, and I should have left before it got to that point. But of course, leaving someone is always easier said than done.
But I think from being an adult and like seeing a lot of different people's situations and seeing it from an outer perspective, I typically tell people like, yeah, you should have left earlier, but also in this time frame, you're being gaslit along the way.
Yeah.
So like you almost don't realize some of the stuff that's going on that should have been a red flag or should have made you make those decisions, because some of the stuff you're being gaslit. And people have heard me talk about this on the podcast before as well, is that I talk about like relationships should not feel like a job.
Oh my
I
God.
shouldn't feel like I have to clock in and out to make this shit work.
Oh my God, it shouldn't feel like a burden. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be, I have to deal with this person. You should be like, I finally get to see my man. Like, thank you. Like, like if you want to have phone conversations, I should be like excited to talk to you. I shouldn't feel like you're disturbing me. And
Right.
once I feel like a guy is disturbing my peace versus me like excited to bring them into my peace, I'm like, that's how I know it's not gonna work. That's when I know it's not gonna work.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. But I mean, it's so true, because so many people are gaslit, and
Yeah.
so many people are like lost in all that. And I feel like I was. I did. I let my ex do that to me. I let him gaslight me. I let him control who I was talking to, and I let him distance me from my close friends, like that I had years in with. Thank God that we're so close. We're still friends now, and they went through this whole situation with me just because they knew that I was not myself being with him, and they knew I wasn't going to be able to be myself if I stayed with him. So
right.
I think they realized too that I was in this part of my life where I was in love for the first time, like truly in love for the first time, especially for when you're, find your first love, and it's like, you don't know if you're going to find it again, and you've never felt it before. So it's just everyone goes through it for the first time. And it got to a point where it got so dark. That was the darkest time of my life. I don't belong behind bars. I don't belong behind the seat of a police car. You know what I'm saying? And then, it got physical, and it got like really, really bad. I didn't think that being in that relationship, I would end up in jail. I'd never been in jail except for that time. So, I was just like, okay, like this is crazy. Like this is hurting me in different ways that I never thought I could be hurting. So, I let it get to that point, and didn't want it to, but it did. But again, it was something that happened and that I learned from. I want people to know, like, if you can't be yourself with whoever you're with, then like it's not gonna work. And the more you try to force you guys to be together, the more the universe is gonna try to tear y'all apart. So if you're wondering why shit is going wrong, it's because like something is trying to tell you like you need to go on your own path and do your own. Some people feel like they can't leave. A lot of people feel like that they can't, stand on their own, even financially. So that's why they stay in these situations. Focus on your body physically. Focus on yourself mentally. Focus on yourself financially. Get your coins up. Focus on that, and you're gonna look back at that situation like, why would I ever put myself in that situation? And I'm telling you, like, you're going to be so happy. So that's what I want to say about that.
And that's on period.
That's on period.
So, to dive in a little bit into Bad Boys Club.
Yes. Dive into that.
What was your initial want to be a part of the show?
So, me growing up, I not only did I, just love TV and loved, the thought of being on TV, I loved reality TV also. I love everything TV. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was scripted, whether it was reality, whether it was like a hosting segment, whatever. I loved TV. And I knew I could thrive in TV, whether it was reality or whether it was scripted. So, I mean, and I'm a good fucking time. I'm a vibe. Like, like I am a good fucking time. I love to turn up. Like when I'm out, I'm out. And that's why I can't be out that much, because I go too hard. Like I used to do it I used to do it more often, like when I was younger. Now I go out here and there, because when I go hard. So I love to
Mhm.
turn up. I'm the turn up king with my friends. When I'm with my friends, I'm pretty much always the one that's like, okay, like we're gonna go here. This is our section. Let's turn up. I got the bottle. Let's do it. They know when they're with me, it's gonna be a good time. Like, cause that's just what I give. I give off what I want to attract. So I only want those positive vibes. I only want that to come to me. So, and I've always loved Bad Girls Club. I love everything Bad Girls Club. I loved Love Games. I loved All Star Battle, Bad Girls Club Redemption. Like I loved Bad Girls Club, and obviously Oxygen was not making a Bad Boys Club. But what a lot of people don't know is that like this Bad Boys Club, this production with Gemini Films, they have been doing Bad Boys Club for like the past like almost 10 years almost. Like if we really want to get technical, like they were doing Bad Boys before Zeus Network did Bad Boys Club.
We're fans of Bad Boys Club here at
I love that. I love
GirlBye,
that.
and we are also huge fans of Bad Girls Club and Baddies. You finally get casted. You become a part of your first season. What was it that you wanted to show, and versus what you did show? Was it exactly what you thought you were going to show of yourself, or were there things that you were like, I'd rather not have done that, or I would have rather people see something else?
So I always told myself I would never be that reality star to blame it on the edit, because babes, I'm not gonna do that. I What I give you is what I'm gonna give you, and unless you like did some AI type shit and made me say something else that I just didn't say, then I'm gonna say something. But I've always been one to just give it up on camera, and what I said is what I said, and what I did is what I did. Um,
Period.
so no, for real, period on that, like dead ass. Um, when I first seen Bad Boys Club on Gemini Films, I was very, very young. Honestly, I think I was in like middle school, just starting high school. That's how long he's been doing it. So, and I was like, oh, okay. Honestly, I kind of knew I would audition for it when I was of age, but I didn't know if I would actually get on it. So, when he was casting for season 8, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put in a casting tape. And then, but for some reason, like my tape got lost for some reason. The way I sent it, it like had an expiration date. So no, it didn't get lost. It like expired. It had like a 30-day expiration date. And I guess I thought they would see it before then, but they didn't. And so I kind of seen that they started filming and I didn't get chosen. So I was like, "Man, well, next show, next thing." So wasn't really worried about it too much. But then I got a DM from Karan asking me to be a replacement on the show. And I was like, do I want to be a replacement, or do I want to come as an original? Because everybody has this stigma on replacements that you're a replacement because you're not as bad or you're not as this. Don't care about that. I literally don't care about that. I was like, you know what? No. Because like, I'm so big on like, when I manifest things, I manifest things. So I was like, no, Quis, he asked you to do this, to be a replacement. You want to do the show. Who cares what they say about a replacement? Just go and plant your seed with them, with the whole Gemini Films universe, and you're gonna be back. They're gonna bring you back. This was before obviously Bad Boys Club Reunited was even thought about and everything. So
Right.
yeah, so I was just like, no, go do it, and you're gonna get your full season. They're gonna bring you back. Cause I just know what I give. Like, I'm not I just know what I can give you. So
Yeah.
So all right, so that's how I got on the show, was because he asked me to be a replacement. He was like, "Are you
Right.
really down to come fly in?" I was like, "Yeah, just tell me like what time and everything." So he did. Got my flight information and everything, and then I got to the house the last like 5 days of filming. So I was the last replacement. Not only was I a replacement, but I was the last replacement. And I think he kind of knew what he was doing. He never seen my casting tape, never seen it. And then he was like, "Why didn't you apply?" I was like, "I did actually, but I guess you didn't see it." So he wanted someone that was spicy. He wanted someone that was sassy. What was going on in the house before I got in there? Basically, everybody was like booed up. they had their drama, but like, like it needs to be things happening from the beginning to the end. So
Right.
I think he came to a point where I think everybody got very comfortable in the house. Everybody had a boo, or nobody was doing nothing, stirring nothing up. Everybody was comfortable either being friends or having a boo in the house. So
Right.
when I came in the house and I knew that I was going to be the last replacement, I was like, okay, people already have friendships, alliances already. My focus should not be to go make a best friend. My focus is about to be shake my ass, get drunk, have a good time, show these people your fashion, show these people that you turn up, show them what you do in regular life. And maybe ruffle a few feathers if it happens. So, got in the house. I got in the house at like 4 or 5 a.m. while everybody was asleep. So I was in the house and nobody even knew that I was inside the house sleeping. Everybody woke up the next morning. I asked the producer, like asked Karan, I was like, you want me to wake everybody up? Like, what? He was like, no, let's just save it for in the morning. I was like, all right, that's fine with me. So he had everybody wake up. He like kept me hidden in my room. And then he was like, okay, we're gonna have you pop out just in the morning as the new replacement. I was like, oh, that's perfect. A lot of people were asking me like, was I nervous? Was I like having second thoughts or having any doubts? And I honestly was more excited than nervous. I wasn't really nervous. I was like, I mean, are they really gonna try to jump me and like tell me to leave? Like, are they really gonna see me and try to do that? Because you know how bad
Right.
go. They will do that. But that was I don't
Ghost twins.
Right. The ghost twins, they got we never gonna see their face ever because of what happened to them. Like stuff like that. Like, like they literally walked in, even though that was a prank on that season, supposedly like it was a prank, they probably was like, what the hell? We just got ambushed and attacked. They didn't know what the hell was going on. They were probably like, we're in a daze and everything. So, but I honestly wasn't worried about that just because, I mean, I was going to defend myself if that should happen. Like, it was going to that house would turn upside down, for real. And Karan would have been paying for a lot of damages in the house, too. So, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Everybody was pretty welcoming and more welcoming than I thought. Like, I was like, oh, y'all are this nice boys club. Okay. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, like, so where the bottles at? Like, let's take shots. I came out the room and I was just like, hey y'all, what's up? I'm your new replacement. My name is Marquis. Like, just came with energy, letting them know I like to turn up. I'm a Libra. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can either make this a good time or it could be a bad time. But everybody was pretty much on good vibes. I feel like people were like sizing me up just because like, they're trying to see if I'm a threat or not. They're trying to see if I'm going like, what am I capable of doing in this house? And I think they kind of was like, okay, nothing has been happening, so something is about to happen now that a replacement is here, the last replacement.
So what was shown on TV, was it what you anticipated to be shown?
Honestly, yes. The reaction from fans, no. I didn't know I was gonna be a villain. Even though, I mean, I don't know how I didn't know that when I was trying to kick a bitch out, like one of my first nights being in the house.
You walked into the house with eviction notices, and
yeah, I
you didn't know that you were
did.
gonna be the villain.
I immediately I guess I was coming from a point where it's like, okay, like I'm the last replacement, everybody's getting along. I'm not just about to sit here, but I wasn't just about to completely just go batshit crazy and just do something crazy. So my first like big situation was with Kelton and how I felt like he just wasn't giving in the house and how I felt like he wasn't a bad boy. Which I have apologized to him already about because I'm not a bully. That's the thing that I didn't think I would get from fans is being a bully. I'm not a bully. And that was an eye-opener for me. I'm like, damn, I never in my life thought I would be called a bully ever in my life. That was like something that was like, shit, like now people think I'm a bully. I'm an uplifter. Like I like for people to feel like they baddest, like for real. But that happened. And it was honestly, I did feel like that Kelton was a little uncomfortable living in the house. I didn't, I said that he should leave only because he was ready to go so easily after that pressure. Like, he was ready to pack his stuff up and go. And I was just like, you really want to leave? Like, why you want to leave? Like, nobody should be able to make you leave, because nobody would be able to make me leave. I don't care if I got beat up. I don't care what. I know I'm still not gonna leave. So
Right.
I kind of wanted to give that message to him. And it just came out very raw, very just like, if you ain't gonna do this, then you need to go. But I was even telling Justice, I was like, no, don't fight him. Don't even touch his shit. Don't even touch his shit. Because Justice was saying, like, I'm gonna start touching your shit. I was like, Justice, like, because that's what I knew for sure, that they would call us bullies if we hit him or if we touched his shit. I knew for sure that we were going to be just in a bad light. So I was like, do not touch this shit. Do not touch him. Like, he don't want to fight. He do not want to fight. That's the thing. I don't fight people who don't want to fight. And my intentions was not to even hit him anyway. Like, my intentions was not to fight him. But I was going to tell him, if you're not on this time, you need to go. Like, everybody in this house is going to, fight for the spot. And not physically actually fight, but like, let a bitch know I'm not going nowhere. Period. So it's either you're going to either physically pick me up and remove me out, or you're going to have to deal with me being in this house. That's what I wanted him to say. But he ended up staying, which I was glad about. I was glad that he stayed. I was surprised that he stayed. But I remember after that, Kelton, he publicly said, like, I get what Quis was trying to tell me. And our last day filming in the house, Kelton told me, he was like, I'm glad that we met. I'm glad I met you. I'm never going to forget you. Me and Kelton, we don't talk now. Like, I'll like one of his pictures, or I'll like one of his stories, but we don't really exchange words. But I think he kind of understood what I was saying. And he knew that I wasn't trying to like physically hurt him or anything like that. But and I'll still say that to this day, like, no one should be telling you, you should leave or go or stay or whatever. It should be on your own time. So that was what my message was coming into the house when that whole thing happened. And how it played out, when I watched it, it did look bad versus like being there. It does look just like me and him are bullying him. It looks like we're just putting him in his pressure cooker just because he was different. Because he was different from everybody. He wasn't. He was a different kind of bad boy. And let me just say that's one thing that I like about like OG BGC, because they bring in different types of people. It's just not the typical bad boy or baddie. They bring different types of people in, whether they're nerdy, whether it's a dumb blonde, whether they're ghetto, whether they're classy, like all different types of people. That and that's what I appreciate about the original stuff.
I always wanted to be on the show. I never applied to be on the show, only because I did not want people to see me fight on TV.
Yeah, I didn't either at first.
But I also think I am the baddest bitch out here. So like,
see? I mean, after that whole thing happened with Kelton, things really calmed down between me and him. But then obviously him and Justice fought. Stuff happened before I got there with the whole, like, Justice felt uncomfortable with what Kelton was doing. Apparently, like, doing certain things that he just wasn't okay with. So it don't matter how much I told Justice to not fight him. He wanted to do what he wanted to do. So got nothing to do with me. But a lot of people just kind of go with the narrative. Like, I went in the house and immediately started to like follow people and immediately like spoke on things that I wasn't in the house for. And I mean, I thought I made this clear. I thought I made it clear that I'm not going to have a problem with nothing that happened before I got here, but what I see is what I see now. And then I felt like, I was honest, I felt like that Kelton was there, like, not enjoying himself. I felt like he was being an outcast. I felt like he was purposely, like, putting himself as an outcast. So that's why what happened is what happened. But I just let it be. Like, I wasn't about, like, I'm not going to keep, like, picking at somebody. I'm just not. So, after that, everything was pretty cool in the house. Everything was cool. And I was just like, okay, like, what else is going to happen? Just because in situations like that, you just gotta always be on your toes. You just never know if somebody gonna try to pull some shit for TV or just what our producers gonna try to pull some shit. You just don't know.
Right.
So I mean, I really did, because like I knew that I was gonna be doing TV for a long time. So I'm like, I don't want to just get on the show and act just like a dumb bitch and just just act like a psychopath. Like, cause girls
Right.
from BGC, like they go through this like whole breakdown and this whole revelation after they watch themselves, because they're like, fuck, why did I do this? I look so fucking crazy. Everybody's watching, even though that was on a larger scale. So girls really went through it. Girls really went through like getting jumped at the clubs because bitches didn't like what they did on the show. Them getting into it with people in real life, because that's how people assume that they are in real life. So I still was moving with strategy. I still was being very strategic, but I still was like, okay, I'm a replacement on this show. I'm not just gonna be furniture like the rest of y'all. So yeah. And I wasn't finna be booed up with somebody either. And like I said, like I knew I wasn't finna find a best friend, even though I feel like me and Justice will be friends for a very long time. People are always like, why'd you click up with him? Why'd you like he was the only one I felt like that truly tried to get to know me when I got in the house. And it's not like I seen what was going on before I got in the house.
Right.
So it's like,
I think it's funny. I'm gonna go back and clip that so that it's, everybody's trash. I'm not furniture. No,
You're like, I'm only gonna make that part of the headline.
a little clip right there on TikTok, and just clip it up. Start beep again.
By any means, you can do that if you really wanted to. I've already said I didn't want to come into a house that was a couples retreat. I was like, I'm in a couples retreat. It ain't the bad boys' house. I'm bored as hell.
I'm gonna put that. I'm at a couples retreat. This ain't the bad boys' house. These are all whack. I'm not furniture.
No, right. Do that if you want, because I said that in my confessional.
People are gonna be out here like GirlBye's out here starting drama that doesn't exist.
But hey, they're gonna be clicking though. They're gonna be like, "Oh, what are you talking about? They're
gonna be like, "Wait a second, hold up. Quis is out here talking trash about us. Wait a second."
The media just love drama. They just eat it up. They just eat it up.
Live off drama. Live off drama. If I make the headline, Quis trashes everybody on the cast.
Oh yeah, you'll get some comments from listeners and from the cast too, probably. So
from the cast themselves,
yeah. But hopefully they watch the whole interview instead of just the headline.
Well, this will be towards the end. They'll have to watch the whole thing to find out.
All right. That is so funny.
One question that I love to ask people: if you could go back and speak to your 15-year-old self, what would you tell yourself as advice for life and moving forward and growing up?
Man. Okay, so what I would tell 15-year-old me, relax, take your time, really keep your loved ones and the people who are real to you, only give them that real energy. Don't try so hard to be accepted by people who are just hating on you. Enjoy the journey, even if it's a lonely journey. Enjoy the journey, even if it's a lonely journey. You're gonna find yourself, and you're gonna be very, very proud and very overwhelmed at the success you find in what you have always dreamed about. Things are gonna come full circle for you. You're gonna meet one of your favorite bad girls ever. Keep working, even though odds are gonna always be against you. Even though there are gonna be people who don't see it for you, always see it for yourself. Never forget what you owe your child self. Never forget why you started this. Be grateful that you have a supportive family, because not everybody has that, and support goes a long way in this business. And continue to be the baddest bitch that you know that you are. For real. Just because like when I was 15, I just was like, I just had so much ambition. Like I was just trying to, like, I knew what I wanted to do, didn't know how to get there, didn't know if I would get there. Cause at that point I wasn't really working towards, trying to, become something big in the industry. Another thing I would tell myself is stay focused. Stop worried about things that are not gonna matter in the next couple years. You don't have to, if you're not wanted there, don't be there. You don't have to fit in these spaces, because what's gonna make you make it is what's different about you, not what makes you fit in. And you are gonna get rich off twerking and shaking your ass. And just always be unapologetically you. I think I could tell my 15-year-old self so many things, just because I think at that age, I think I was like wishing a lot for someone to kind of guide me through like just like the gay world, and like like coming out,
finding yourself,
finding yourself, finding yourself. And then like, so like I said, like ninth grade is when I started my whole drama career and stuff. So even in that field, because a lot of people who are big today, they come from like families who know the business, or like families of actors and stuff, or just families who are in the industry, so it's easier for them. So I kind of, when I was younger, I would wish that I wish I had somebody who can kind of like guide me to like go on the right path as far as the right career move and everything like that. Also, something else I want to tell my younger self at 15 is like, you're going to be rejected a lot. But it's not about the no's, it's about the yeses you get that's going to make the difference. Because those yeses, even though you might get 1,000 no's and then 3 yeses, but those 3 yeses are is what's going to make it. It's what's going to make you you. So
right.
trial and error. You got to be uncomfortable to get to that next level. So that's what I would tell my
Period.
girl. So for real,
That is on period.
that's on period.
If you got that much,
sorry, I'm sorry. I just
no,
think
you're good.
I almost got like a little emotional, just because I am like, things have come full circle a little bit. Even though I still have bigger goals and more ambitions and stuff to reach and achieve, but like, I used to dream about what I'm doing right now. I literally, like, another one of my favorite shows was America's Next Top Model. Like, I literally like dreamed of just like of
Getting yelled at.
Yep, by Tyra Banks. Hell yeah, hell yes. Cut my hair, bleach my hair, and dry all my hair out. Pull a tooth out. Like, I'm gonna listen to Tyra. No, but I mean, yeah, like I just that's like my mother, like in like my head, for real. I just have always wished for like feedback from her, critique from her. Like I always put myself in the shoes of those girls that had to stand in front of her and just kind of just like get broken down to get built back up again. And I always said, if I get the chance to do that, like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it well.
Yeah. So hashtag Tyra, get in the comments.
Tyra,
go ahead to go to Quis's Instagram and read him for filth in the comments.
Read me down. I'ma love you for it. No, I'm
start with those pictures that you have. The most iconic pictures on your Instagram are the ones where you're like, I'm finally my Jordan years or something like that, where you're like taking like birthday photos. Yeah, and it's all ass. I'm like, go read those to Phil.
Yep, it is. And And I'm sure she'll tell me, "Oh, look at the smiles that you have. Look at the smiles." She won't even look at the ass. She gonna see the smiles I got. That's what she gonna say. And I'm telling you, you heard it here first. Like I'm gonna come in some kind of contact with her, like one way or another. I swear to God, I got to meet Winnie Harlow, which was like so just like amazing too. Um, just like, and she's like the biggest, most successful model to come from that show. And I just felt like it was a reason why I met her, why I met the most successful model who came from that show. And I just got to share a space with her, and she got to shed some light on me about the industry and stuff. So I'm gonna get to Tyra Banks. You heard it here first, for sure.
Listen, I am gonna tag her in the
Please,
description because
please.
I believe in it, and I'm here to shed light and bring attention. Well,
She just always knew what she was talking about and what she was going to say. And because I've hosted before too, and I'm always trying to channel my inner Tyra Banks or my inner Tanisha Thomas. So I'm just like, I'm going to learn from the greats, and that's what I'm going to do. No, I love Tyra Banks. Love her.
I'm convinced, and this will be like the first place I ever say it. Maybe I'll cut it out, maybe not, but I'm convinced that there will be a day where I will host a show like at the level of like RuPaul Charles hosting a show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like whether people like RuPaul or don't like RuPaul, I know that there's a mix of people in the world of all the different things. RuPaul is a gay man that has created a lot of gay jobs and has made a lot of people money.
Yes.
And has opened the doors for drag queens to be everywhere on TV because they're on all these other shows and all over the place.
In different
and
countries,
if it wasn't for RuPaul, we would not be here right now.
No, to be fucking honest. But let's really keep because RuPaul's Drag Race is kind of like a bit off of America's Next Top Model.
Yes,
I feel like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, people have their opinions about RuPaul, but at the end of the day, there has been an entire enterprise for queer people to become actually celebrities for just being queer. And we need to give respect to that old man.
No, absolutely.
Because he's doing the damn thing. And to win host of the year for like 9 years now in a row or something like that, that is wild.
No, that is. And I sat back and thought, I'm like, damn, RuPaul has really created a legacy. Like, his name is like, no matter how many drag races, no matter if it's Drag Race Japan, it's still RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, he has expanded in crazy ways, giving so many other queer artists and creatives opportunities, and not just drag queens, but like choreographers, performers, singers, artists. Like, it's crazy.
That's what I mean. Really he's created a queer enterprise. Like, literally, this is where queer people are allowed to express themselves for who they are and just grow.
Nah, he's definitely a legend, and I want to thank him too and give him his flowers on his platform too, just because as a Black queer creative myself, he paved the way. He really paved the way, and he continues to give opportunities. And I feel like even after he stops being a host for Drag Race, even though I think that he'll be a skeleton still hosting Drag Race probably, but he's still gonna be, his legacy is gonna live on. It really is a whole gay enterprise with RuPaul, for real.
Yeah, I live for it. And
same.
RuPaul, if you need a guest judge, I will go on the show.
No, you need to be a guest judge. You need to be a guest judge.
No, I've been watching Drag Race, so I am an OG Drag Race fan. But just putting that out there. If RuPaul needs a host, I would. Some of the people you bring on RuPaul, nobody knows, so it's fine.
It's in the cards for you for sure.
Yeah. To wrap up this episode, the only way we know how, by being a little bit shady here at GirlBye, who would you officially like to say GirlBye to?
I I think I want to say goodbye to two people, if that's okay. So
Period.
the first, we're gonna start with the first person. The first person is literally the old Quis, the old Marquis. I feel like
Yeah.
the old me was a people pleaser. The old me kind of wanted to fit in, but knew I couldn't, but wanted to. Um, and the old me, because of the fact that I felt like I needed people, but saying girl bye to my old self because now all I need is me. That's it. And I'm very sure of myself. I'm very just I know who I am now and I know what I want and I know that I'm gonna get it. Because I know that I'm going to continue to work hard for it. And
Period.
I don't have any desire to people please anyone. I'm gonna please myself and the rest will follow. So once I started putting myself first, that's when life started to blossom for me. So I will continue to do that while taking care of my family and my loved ones. I know who they are, they know who they are, and you know, they will always be under my care as long as I'm breathing. So, um, oh, now this next person is like, it's, I have to say girl bye to this person just because the initials are EP, and this person I really thought was a friend of mine, a really, really good friend of mine, um, a brother to me. Um, but they recently told me that they will not support my community. They will not support the LGBT community or anything that involves the LGBT movement. It was such a thing for me that I had to realize because this person has been my friend literally for about like damn near 15 years almost. So it was really like an eye opener. Like, oh, like they don't truly support you how you thought. Because my thing is, I don't want to. I don't know if I'm making it about me or not. But if you say that you don't support the LGBT community, that's I'm that community. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, especially like as I continue to grow, that's I'm gonna grow in that community. So how can you truly support me? How can we truly support each other and thrive in being brothers? How can we thrive and be there for each other when now I know that you will never support me, the LGBT or the LGBT community, because of like the journeys you're going through? This was one person that who I thought that would be like, there for the long run and there with me
Right.
through everything that I go through. So, but now it's girl bye.
Like, where does that conversation of like, we're friends for 15 years and then all of a sudden, like, oh, I can't be your friend because you're queer? That's wild.
I know. So, I want to be a little more specific. It wasn't, oh, I can't be your friend because you're queer or you're, in the community. Um, he is on a spiritual journey. It's a little tricky just because, he's on a spiritual journey and, he, wants to give his life to God. And that conversation is, I know, see? That's why I didn't want to say it. That's why I didn't want to say it. I didn't even want to bring that part up. But I mean, you asked, that's the, like, that's what
I'm
I'm
sorry.
saying.
I'm
Like,
sorry. I'm sorry. My
it's,
face be doing shit sometimes, and I don't know that it's happening. I'm so
no,
sorry.
it's literally everybody has been doing it. Like, when I say this story, because it really happened very recently. So I've been telling like my other friends like why and what's going on, because they're like, oh, you guys aren't friends, like what's going on with that? Nobody would ever think that this would have happened. People who have been with me the past few years like know that this has been somebody who I'm really close with. So
Right.
that is what's going on. He is on a
Got it.
spiritual journey, and he, wants to give his life to God, and he feels like that he should not be supporting LGBT.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
um,
Yeah. So on that note, girl, bye. No more time wasted on that.
I don't know, yeah, because it's like that's why
Listen,
I say girl bye.
And I feel bad because I think if people really listen to like every episode of this podcast, probably people think that I really just either have a true hatred for religion or whatever it is. But I don't necessarily hate religion. There are just certain things that I, as a human being, think that certain people who dive into religion to use religion to pursue hate makes no sense to me. I think if we're in a community and we're trying to build a space of love and inclusivity, why would we ostracize people that are supposedly created by said person that we are religious for?
Mm-hmm.
So like if this person is all knowing, all powerful, all whatever, then they probably would not create people that they do not also love and empower and hope are successful.
I literally was like to EP. I literally told him like, how can you be one to judge? You know what I'm saying? Because I only move with love. Like I have pure intentions when I make
Right.
moves. So it started to look like I started to like look at myself like, am I like, do I need to change something about myself? Is this not the way I should be living? Like my true authentic self? Like, is my friend telling me like I need to be straight? Like, and he'll like the fact if I came up to him and was like, I'm straight now, you'll enjoy that? Like that it just made me feel so like weird inside. It just didn't sit right with me. And then like they literally had a rebuttal to when I said like, so you feel like you can judge me and others? And the rebuttal was like, God said we can righteously judge. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, this is not, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
This is when we start using different types of manipulation to almost gaslight situations to be okay, and it's not okay. Like you're still judging people in a poor way.
Like I told you earlier, like I was in a choir. I used to perform at my church. And my grandma, who is a really big part of my upbringing, she don't like church for those reasons. Because you get those Christians who want to be this way in the public, but then behind closed doors, they're the biggest sinners ever. You know what I'm saying? Like both of our truths are now they're totally opposite now. And the thing is, like I said, this is my friend of 15 years. It was never like this. And he's a straight guy. He's straight. So like we became friends just because he was so open and didn't give a fuck about what people said about me and him being best friends. Because like a gay guy hanging out with someone who's not gay, they assume that guy is gay or that they're doing stuff. Like yeah, we dealt with that, and he still was my friend. We were still brothers, and he never gave a fuck until literally like we had this argument about like almost 2 weeks ago, about like a week and a half ago. But he wanted to give his life to God about like a month ago. So literally 15 years up until a month ago, like total switch. So.
Yeah. Well, it's probably because he saw your ass on Instagram and wanted to eat it. Anyway.
It probably is. But I'm like, just ask me. I will say yes. Please, like, just ask. But hey, people got different ways of going through these things, okay? So
just ask. I share.
Right.
Just ask.
Ask and you shall receive. Baby, you might think you at the Thanksgiving table with this one over here.
There you go.
So, GirlBye,
GirlBye. That's on period.
Man,
So this episode has definitely been a roller coaster of ups and downs in your life and in your journey.
Yeah.
I think that it's amazing to see the amount of success that you've had, even kind of going through some of these traumatic situations and some of these things that could really drag people down. And I think this is part of the reason why I love doing these episodes of the podcast and really diving into this stuff, because all of us go through different pieces of trauma, and it takes us kind of talking about how we push through some of this stuff and really kind of navigate our way to the successful goals we want to achieve. And I love being able to inspire people. And I think that your story really does a lot of that with showing people, queer minority people, like it is totally great to make a successful career out of anything that you want to do and keep your mind to it.
Yep.
And really driving towards keeping your mind clear and not letting people clutter it with their negative ideas, and bringing you down and stopping you from achieving your goals. Fuck them. Do whatever you want to do.
Let me piggyback off that like really quick. For the listeners, that's called projecting. Don't let anyone project their insecurities onto you. Just because they wouldn't get out there and do it, don't let them convince you that it's don't let them put fear into you. You gotta get them people away from you. People who are small minded and who like to project their insecurities. They're always gonna talk down on whatever big thing you're trying to do. Stay away from that, please.
Yeah. Got to remember that if you keep driving yourself and getting to where you are, you might not be a kid star, but you could be a star at some point in your life if you just don't give up and keep pushing.
It's about having a passion for doing what you love. And even though we all want to be, most of us want to be making a living off of our dreams and our passions, right? So that's a goal that really can be reached if you just keep that drive and keep that passion, because you may not know where that final destination is gonna be, but like when you're doing what you love and you're consistent with it, like magic happens. So never forget that when you're just putting yourself out there for something new.
Yeah. And then one day I might be a model. I just have to get on Ozempic and get a BBL and we'll be on the top of the magazines.
See? If you want it, you can get it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what you look like or what you want to do or what you have done. Like, if you want to do something, you literally just have to just do it and do the research.
Yeah.
Find out. Stay focused. Be careful. Don't be so desperate and so eager, because people see that as bait. People take advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I was thankful enough for my first manager to really see something in me. He helped me get my first big magazine cover. And it's just about those real, genuine connections that you make too. So
yeah, definitely gotta trust, and be on the lookout, because Marquis will have a masterclass you can sign up for on Instagram.
It sounds like it right now. It really sounds like it. Hey, I plan on having that, and sometime in the future. I don't know about if it's gonna be like anytime soon.
You could get a camera and a couple of friends and create America's Next Top Model for men.
Oh, that'll be a dream of mine. No, honestly, I could.
Just saying.
I would. But Tyra would sue the fuck out of me. I'd have to call it something. I'd have to call it like something else. I don't know.
America's Best Gay Model.
Oh, you're right. Have you watched The Face? Have you heard of The Face?
Patented. I want to get paid for that.
No, yeah. You're gonna be a part of this whole journey.
A judge. I need to be a judge.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. And then that's what's gonna get you on Drag Race. You see how this works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So for everybody watching, tell them where they can find you and anything you want to tell people that might be coming soon that they should be on the lookout for.
Okay, well, first off, y'all can find me on Instagram at Marquis Harrell. I'm gonna spell it out for you really quick. Marquis, the letter N, Harrell. It's literally just my name. I'm on Twitter at the Big Quis, TheBigQuis. I have a TikTok that I'm about to get a little more active on. I need to be more active on TikTok, and that is the Quis, just the Quis. That's it on TikTok. And you guys will be seeing more of me on your screen in the future. I have another show that's about to come out. It should be coming out I think in August. I don't have the air date yet, but that's just what I'm thinking. August. It's on a bigger network. I'm gonna say it's on a network that we've said already during this
Period.
interview. So um, it's gonna be so good. It's with one of your favorite and one of your biggest TV personalities and actresses that have hit the scene, that have been working very, very hard. And I was so grateful and blessed to even be able to share space with someone as successful as this person was that I got to do this show with. So um, I'm also getting ready to film. So the show that's about to come out in August is already done film. And I am about to get ready to film another show with this same production company, but a different network. So um, we got a lot of things in the works. We got a lot of good things in the works, and you will see me on the runway this next fashion week. So just keep a lookout on my socials and stuff for that. I was born in a small town, Victorville, California. A lot of people that are born where I'm from, they don't branch out and they don't do this kind of stuff. But I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew what it took to get there. So I did that, and I'm just very grateful, very blessed for the haters too. If you're gonna hate under this, do that, please. Don't hesitate. Um, and yeah, and thank you, Manuel, for having me on your platform. It has been such a vibe, such a energy. I felt like I had you here in person with me for real. So I know we're gonna be really, really good friends, from this point forward. So
Yes.
thank you for having me. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone who's listened to this whole thing.
Yes, I am so excited to have had you with us. I figured out the title is gonna definitely have to be The Key with Keys.
Oh yes.
And
Oh my god. Okay, so wait. If I make a YouTube and if I make that a headline, you'll get a cut of that. Okay.
period. That's on period. But I think it'll be great. I'm definitely excited to have had you on the podcast. I think that there is so much that is going to come from you just because of your energy and the positivity that you bring. I think success in entertainment really comes from people connecting with people that enjoy what they do and
Yes.
enjoy being a part of the crazy.
Yes.
And watching you on TV so far and seeing where you've been in your career, I am so excited to see what's next.
Thank
And
you.
definitely for everybody listening, all of the handles will be tagged down below in the description.
Yes.
If you're listening on Spotify, head over to YouTube and you can watch the entire video of us and see the craziness of who we are.
One more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. Y'all can stream Bad Boys Club. Y'all can stream Bad Boys Club season 8 still on Gemini Films Patreon. Just go to the Gemini Films Instagram, and then they have their Patreon link in their bio. Subscribe to that. You can still stream For the Love of Dilfs season 2 on Out TV. It's still up for streaming right now. And you can also stream Bad Boys Club Reunited also on Gemini Films Patreon, which is currently airing right now. We are on episode 7, and it's getting real spicy. So tune in, you guys.
Yes, we are
Yes.
super excited for what's next in the
Yes.
reunion. We
Yes.
hear it gets wild.
It
So
does. So stay tuned for that too.
yes, it's going to be super fun. So definitely be on the lookout for everything coming next. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. For everybody listening, we thank you for listening to us here at GirlBye. We bring you a new episode every Monday with an amazing story from amazing people in the queer community and showing you success really does come no matter where you start. you are the controller of the wheel in your own story, and you can turn anything you have going on into success. And we hope to inspire people to do that. So thanks for watching. And as always, we will catch you on the next one.
Catch you on the next one. Thank you guys.
Girl, bye.
Girl, bye.
Girl, bye.
Girl,
Girl, bye.
bye.
Bye, girl, bye.